So, I just saw the new Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and it was great. Easily the best movie that the MCU has made this year, and is personally one of my new favorite movies. Or, well, one of my favorite MCU movies. Maybe not my top 10 favorite movies of all time. You know, probably like top 20, but not top 10. Not yet. I have to watch it again to see if I really like it. The story was great, the acting was amazing, the camera work is probably the best the MCU's ever made, and the emotional depth that they created around all of that was just superb. It was also incredibly emotional. It was moving, to say the very least. And I think that's mainly due to the story and journey of Shuri, which, duh, but you can really feel the tragedy from all the characters, but it was her pain that really made an impact. I don't think I've ever really connected with a character so thoroughly more than I have with Shuri. I mean, her whole journey through the movie was just heartbreaking. She really had it rough, and you can really feel it the whole way through. She is easily one of the best heroes Marvel has now because of that, and I don't think that a lot of people are going to disagree with me. And I really can't wait to see her in the future and see how she'll fit into the MCU now that she's a hero herself, after this really long journey of a movie. Speaking of a long movie, I also do want to mention the runtime. There are two things that you should know about this. For one, the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes of the movie are just heart-shattering. It hits hard, okay? Because it's just so real. Secondly, this is a slow movie. The story is a tragedy, and for stories to be tragic, you have to have time. You have to take things slow, you know? That way you can connect the characters and then slowly watch them get hurt and die emotionally or physically. And they do that so that you can feel the same pain. Yeah! It hurts so good. But honestly, I love this movie's pacing. It really took its time to tell the story it wanted to tell, and it really resonated with me. It wasn't a typical Marvel movie full of quips and CGI fights, and it was a really nice breath of fresh air. Also, the fight scenes in this, yeah, there is not a lot. There's maybe like 3, if I remember correctly, and I know that isn't the kind of thing a lot of people would appreciate. I actually heard a few people complaining about that when I was leaving the theater. But I really enjoyed that, okay? They were full of even though there was just a few, they were all so full of tension. It was full of quality. So instead of it just being jam-packed full of dumb CGI fights, we got a few high-stakes action scenes that really made you feel every blow. And I'm not kidding about that. They really wanted you to feel some of those big hits. Also, the acting in this is just top tier. Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, and Denai Guerrera were giving it their all. And that's really what drove the pain of the story. You know, Shuri first and foremost, because like I said, but each of them struggled in different ways from the same thing. And you could see all of it through their performances. And now, I do want to talk about the actual story for a second. Don't worry, no spoilers, but I really want to talk about the villain, you know? I just mentioned all the heroes, and it's a bit of his turn. Namor. I hated him. He was a cool character, he had an awesome fights, he was menacing, and the actor playing him was doing an awesome job. My only thing was his motivation. I didn't feel like it really was good enough for what he was trying to do to Wakanda. I hated the guy. It felt awesome when he got the crap kicked out of him those few times. But on the flip side, trying to keep this short and sweet, I also do want to talk about Ironheart for a second. And there's really just one thing I want to mention. I really liked her. I really liked that she wasn't overused. I liked that even though this was how she was introduced into Marvel, it didn't take away from Shuri or her story. She had enough time to be introduced, but didn't take away from anything. Which was really cool. Now lastly, I just want to mention the music. And if you can't already guess, I loved it. The soundtrack was powerful, but it also fit for everything we were seeing. Alright, so that's it pretty much. I loved it. I loved the story, the action, the characters, everyone. It was all great. The movie was just so close to perfect, you know? There was a few little things I'm nitpicking about, but I have to watch the movie again before I can give it an official rating for myself. But I think you guys should definitely check it out and see what you think. And if you have seen it, let me know down below. Did you guys think that Shuri's whole thing was great? What would you think about Namor? What about Ironheart? All that stuff. Whatever it is, let me know. And lastly, just to put a number on it, I guess an unofficial scoring, I'd say easily 9 out of 10.